Well, as you can see, the little lambs that were under the heat lamp are doing just fine. They're full of energy, they're drinking their milk, they're leaping about with the little goat babies. So we're over the worst. And the names are, well, there's 3 of them there now. Henry, Chloe and Snuffles. And we call the littlest one Snuffles because whenever he drinks his milk, he snuffles a bit, but he's absolutely fine. Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook on a lovely spring day. It's late April and things are really beginning to grow. It's such a busy time and I'm going to be planting up some lettuces, transplanting some lettuces into module trays and transplanting some cabbage and cauliflower as well, amongst other things. Let's have a quick tour of the garden outside. Here's some new rooted willow sticks that I've planted to extend our willow hedge for a windbreak, for soaking up excess moisture, and to have some cuttings or fodder feed for the goats, and to make structures out of some of the willow branches in the future when they're a little bit bigger. They're doing really, really well here. Moving along, there are some raised beds that need tending, but as you can see just in front of the dead hedge, we've got the elephant garlic growing extremely well, and I covered them over the winter with some straw to prevent any erosion from the heavy rains that we seem to get. This is the last of the beetroot. I've got to clear that out. And underneath this black plastic is some of that mulch I put in November. And the soil is lovely underneath. I'll be probably planting some potatoes in there. And some currants that I planted from cuttings. This is a wildflower called cuckoo flower, or lady smock. Very pretty. It grows really well around these parts. A bit of a raspberry and currant bed that needs weeding. Here's some of my main crop potatoes, Blue Danube. They're a blight resistant one. And another bed. And some onions I planted in the autumn. And just for good luck, some more potatoes. I told you I had way too many seed potatoes. So I've been finding places to plant them. Those are Jerusalem artichokes, grown for the goats mainly, and some onion sets planted in the old bathtub. And more Jerusalem artichokes coming up. And last autumn I planted some autumn fruiting raspberry canes. There's some of my rhubarb. We've been picking a bit of that and making lovely crumbles. There's my Timperley early rhubarb. And here's some of the newer raised beds we repaired with some of those slab wood sides that we bought from the local woodland that was selling the edging planks. Now in this bed I've planted some radishes and other things. Here's the leeks that I've got to dig out, chop up and put in the freezer so I can use the bed for some other things. The strawberries are coming up in the strawberry bed. There's some perennial flowers in there. Still quite a lot of tidying up to do, a bit of weeding to get on with. There's some little baby rhubarb plants amongst the kale, some more autumn fruiting raspberries. That's the kale that's going to seed. Some more leeks, but we're nearly finished with those, and a big bed that I need to top up with some more compost. Lots of work to be done, but we're getting there. Here's the end of the purple broccoli. And my little herb and flower area, fruit trees, blueberries, sort of a mini food forest potager. Not quite sure what to call the area. It's got different layers. Oh, look at those blossoms. I've got some comfrey growing. It's really coming up, getting ready to blossom, and some sage. And in the little rockery area, cowslips and some of the hardy perennials that I planted in an earlier video. They're coming on well. Lupins, gaillardia, some achillea, and I'll be planting some sweet peas in the center up those hazel canes. Should look really lovely when they're all flowering. The dead hedge is doing well. It needs a little bit of topping up with some more material. The josta berries are flourishing. And look at these tulips. They're stunning. They're sort of double peony type flowers. Got some rosemary and some more fruit bushes and lots of different mints grown in buckets so they don't grow everywhere else, although they do still. And another TP arch, either for peas or other things. I've decided to plant one of the raised beds outside just in carrots, or most of it in carrots. And I've got several different varieties that I'm using, and different colours as well, because I like variety in all my vegetables. So I've just raked out the surface of the raised bed, and I've made a little sort of groove in the soil, and I'm just going to be sowing them thinly along each row. And then, if necessary, I will thin them later on if germination is really good. But these are going to take a couple of weeks to germinate because the weather's still a little bit on the cooler side, and it's been quite dry out as well. So I'm going to have to make sure that I water them regularly. And this is one of my excuses for not pulling out some of the flowering arugula, rocket, or oriental green plants. Look at these blossoms, they're so pretty and they're attracting bumblebees, and I love bumblebees. So, you know, if you needed an excuse not to weed, this is as good as any. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching Sow, Grow and Cook, and hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.